let's now move on to our last Level 2 event of the Street class, Special Street Circuits Cup. And I think for the next few, what I am going to do is I'm going to keep using the canyon, because, well, normally when I reach level 3, I would think about buying myself a new car, but, well, as you can see here, the car I want to use, once I unlock it, it's pretty pricey. And I think for that reason I am simply going to leave that until I get on to one of the later events. Well, most of these cars are pretty pricey anyway, but yeah, I just figured I'd show you that. So, we have one more level 2 event to go, and that is the Special Street Circuits Cup. As we begin at River Bay Circuit 1. A circuit on the outskirts of a large city in a dense forest setting. For 3 laps. So, let's see how we go. So we got 6 races, and then once we're done with those, we can then move on to level 3. Although, I think just because I might be a little short on the funding to really get this one going, I kind of feel like at this point we are definitely in the middle of something that is quite competitive. Although as long as I don't miss the jumps, I should be able to stop myself from flipping my ride. At least that is what I aim to do. Because why the hell not? And Jason is out with the race lead at this time, and I had some oversteer as I went through the corner. But anyway, let's continue this and see how we go. Maybe we can go far, or maybe we won't. As I slam into the back of Jason, who was probably wrecking anyway, judging by how close he was to me. And right now, I think we're doing okay for now. And I just lost the lead. However, I still have another fair share of corners to go. And we'll see how we do. And at this time, I would say we're very much in the middle of potentially starting this off with a win, which means it is an easy 10 points to me. And we will begin our Special Street Circuits Cup by scoring a win. And also being 0.6 off. No wait, sorry. 0.53 tenths off scoring the fastest lap. So Jack finishes second with Jason third, Sophia fourth, Sally fifth, Ray sixth, Frank seventh, and Katie in eighth, who was pretty much way behind all of us. Also, I just noticed hot air balloons up in the air here. I am actually heading over to a hot air balloon festival in a few weeks. Anyway, 900 credits as I get 3 slams and 3 slams and 3 power hits, and those are your top driver stats for this race. Now we move on to race 2. Those are your standings after round 1. Now let's move on to round 2, Motor Raceway 1. I have 1 win on the board already, and all that's left is for us to get through the other 5. Okay, and I think I'm going to let Jack have that one because he did take the lead from me fair and square. Just have to hope I don't rack myself too much just to try and stay in it. And still more explosions occur, as they often do. And do I get through the debris? Yes, I do. And Katie is out, so already that's our first retiree of the Special Street Circuits Cup. As at the moment, I am managing to keep myself in the fight. Shit. Okay. I was really caught out by that fucking tire stack. I really thought for sure that was gonna kill me, but amazingly it didn't. So glad I got back on the track. As I deliver a power hit to Jack, and Jason goes by me. on, get out the wall, get out the wall, get out the wall. Okay. We made it. And I think we added to our point. And I think we added to our lead as well. So that was Motor Raceway 2. And there are your standings for Race 2. So 1200 credits, 5 slams, 2 power hits and 1 blast out. Another 1200 credits added. And I also get another 500 credits for being the bulldozer of that race. So we've now got a shuffling in the points, as I now have a 3-point lead over Sophia, so I have technically extended my lead, and there is the rest of the order. I would imagine everyone is going to get above 10 points before this is all said and done. And now we head on to River Bay Circuit 2. Let's go. We'll see how we do. Okay. And using nitrous, getting myself away from the wreck, and now just behind Sally. We've had 2 different winners in the first 2 races, however I have continued to remain consistent as always, because that is how I manage to get myself out of these tight positions. Even though they're not really tight positions, because, well, I simply remain more consistent than the AI. That's basically just how I do it. But anyway. Hard on the brakes, probably a little too hard, so I could make it through the corner. And a little bump from behind. And we are now on the final lap as I am trying to get Jack off my side panel. And I think it was Sophia who nudged him out the way for me. So my pace is pretty strong at the moment. I think Sophia probably is going to be my rival with this one at this point. And I think if she wins again, that's gonna put the gap down to 1 point. However, that's not gonna happen because I force her out the way in time to just retake the lead. And for me, it is 2 wins out of 3. And there is the rest of the order, with Katie once again finishing back of the pack. Okay, let's get our replay now. I think this probably is a good time to get my clickbait shot of my truck whilst I'm here. I would say this very much is my best choice at this point. But we'll wait and see. Okay, I think that should do it. And Jack finished 5th in that race. So as a result of me winning again, I now have a 5-point cushion over Sophia, who I am pretty sure is gonna no doubt hold on to 2nd place from this point onwards. So it looks like it's pretty much gonna be a battle of the trucks. And only 5 slams in the end. And I do once again get the bulldozer reward, so another grand in earnings. And we now have a 5-point advantage at the top over Sophia. And we have a tie for 3rd between Jack and Jason. And there's the rest of the order. Let's now move on to Motor Raceway 2. Because we can. Excuse me. But anyway, here we go. And already the field racks in front of me, and that gives me the perfect opportunity to just sweep through and take the lead. And so, let's go and keep ourselves racing. I actually had a pretty clean start by this game's standards. The start was actually really good by me, because I somehow managed to avoid all the carnage in the first 2 corners. And that's a wall. And now my car is on its side. That was totally caused by me, by no one else. And yep. Let's see how we do. I think I did manage to avoid the carnage under there, judging by what I could see. And that's a wall, and I have got no boost left. Although I do manage to get some back, and I also, I think, hit a pipe somewhere. But we'll see if we can manage to get back in the hunt. Jason is up ahead of me as the leader, so let's see if I can pass the speed devil as I force him out wide. And staying on the asphalt, definitely the beneficiary choice compared to the dirt. Or the gravel, I should say. Because there's not really much of a difference between dirt and gravel. And is this going to be 3 out of 4? Yes, it is. And Jason now overtakes Jack for P3 in the standings. And I also set the fastest lap as well. Nice. So, 4 races down, 3 out of 4 races won by me. And it looks like at this point I now have a 7-point gap at the top. So I am just continuing to build my advantage. Or so it would seem, and only 1 power hit. Although I do at least get the fastest lap as well as the bulldozer rewards. So, I'm actually racking up my money nicely at the moment. So, 2 races to go. I now have a 7-point gap over Sophia. Jason is up to 3rd, 1 point ahead of Jack, and it looks like the rest of the field at this point has pretty much got their positions sorted out, as we now have 2 races to go. Next up, River Bay Circuit 3. 3 golds, 1 silver so far. Let's see what we can do with these other 2 races. I am yawning a lot at the moment, so I probably will call it a day as soon as I'm done here, because I am getting a little tired. And also because of the grinding I did earlier on to get this thing. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see what happens next. I am twitching at the moment in the canyon. But I do manage to take control of the lead and also hit a few sponsor boards. I was not meant to hit that. I was not meant to hit that dicker. I don't think. But anyway. Let's see how we go from here on out. So that's the running order at the moment. Looks like the battle between Jack and Jason is still very much on for 3rd, as Jason is currently running in 7th and I got distracted. So I think that means the battle for third is going to swing back in favour of Jack at this point, because Jason at the moment, he is currently in P7, now in last. I show the leaderboard from time to time, but most of the time it's probably not worth showcasing. And my consistency over the AI is proving to once again prove to be the key factor. Also, shout out to KT, she's actually running in 4th at the moment. Unfortunately for her, Frank is running in 5th. But anyway, just keeping myself ahead of Sophia, and it's going to be 4 out of 5. As I had my button on the nitrous in that final stretch. But anyway, there we go. So, fastest lap by 3 seconds in the end over Frank. And also victory in the end by 3.6 seconds over Sophia. Then it was KT who finished 3rd, with Frank 4th, Jack in 5th, Ray 6th, Sally 7th, and Jason was last. So the battle for 3rd looks like it's very much going down to the wire. However, I have pretty much done everything I need to do in order to clinch, so I think heading into this final race I should have a 9-point lead. And I think whatever Sophia does now, I just need to score in the final race and then the championship is mine. So 2 slams, 1 power hit and 1 super flip, and I get a 1000 credit bonus for the fastest lap. Ray gets 2 rewards and Jack gets 1. So, 1 race to go. It is a 9-point advantage at the top. So basically, I just need to score, and then the championship is mine. We've also got Jack in 3rd, Jason now drops down to 4th, with Sally 5th, Ray 6th, Frank in 7th, and Katie is still last, but it looks as though she is in the fight for 7th, maybe even 6th. But all will be revealed at Motor Raceway 3, the final race of the Special Street Circuits Cup. And 4 laps around here, so basically I just need to score and then the championship is mine regardless of what happens. I basically have got this one clinched, even though Sophia has stayed close to me. So whatever happens here, I just need to get some points on the board and then I should be fine. Because I am usually that much better than the AI when it comes to consistency. That's oftentimes how I keep scoring victories in these cups by as much as I do, because I remain consistent. And it looks as though that could very well stay the case again. As we've got a battle for the lead between Katie and Sally. Sally now takes over the lead momentarily, as I get a little side swipe, and I now take over the lead. And Sophia has wrecked, so I think that means it's going to be yet another win for me. Because I have the consistency. And, oh, I hit some boxes. And Jack is now also trying to get a win on the board. However, I'm going to try and make sure he does not do that. And KT has now been swarmed by the pack again. As I give Jason a spin, and KT now goes for a spin as well. Jack is the leader, and as I would have guessed, I am once again ahead of Sophia. I'm running wide. I get into the wall for a moment there, and KT is now at the back. Although she was in contention early on, she's now very much dropped towards the back of the pack, unfortunately. As I am currently racing Jack for the win. He gives me a little side swipe, however he is not going to stop me from battling. And it looks as though Sophia now takes advantage. And here comes Jason. We're very much jockeying for the positions we have at the moment, as another flurry of debris gets caught up in my tyres. And it looks as though it's going to be a fight between the top three again. And it looks as though it's going to be 4 out of 6. And it looks as though I'm going to be 3rd. Oh well, it's fine. I was hoping for a little more, but I didn't think I was going to get it. So anyway, there we go. But either way, I only needed 1 point to fully clinch it. I still get 4 out of 6 wins in the end, and that's nothing to be ashamed about. So, Sophia gets 2, I get 4, with Jack finishing between us in the runner-up spot. Was a pretty close race in the end, but unfortunately the debris caught me out at just the wrong time. Ray 4th, Katie 5th, Jason 6th, Frank in 7th, and Sally finishes 8th. I think Katie has actually beaten Frank for 7th in their battle. I would have to check to be sure, but I think that is actually P7 for Katie, because she finished ahead of Frank in the last 2 races. I think she might have done enough here to beat her for 7th, and only 5 slams in the end. And this time, no top driver awards. However, that's fine. I still got a boatload's worth of cash from doing all those races anyway. And there you go. So 4 out of 6 in the Special Street Circuits Cup, with 54 points. 4 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. Sophia finishes 2nd with 49 points, with her winning race 2, and then just being consistent the rest of the way. And then Jack finishes 3rd with 34, ultimately solidifying 3rd after Jason finished last in the penultimate race. Jason was 4th, and pretty much well clear of the bottom 4, as Ray finished 5th. Sally, after scoring a podium in race 3, finishes 6th. Then Katie, who finished 3rd in race 5, eventually went on to outscore Frank in the last 2 races, giving her 7th over Frank. So your point scores are 54, 49, 34, 27, 20, 19, 16, and 15. as the top 3, well, they pretty much remain the top 3. Okay. So another 6,400 credits, and as I said before, in terms of my race trophies, 4 golds, 1 silver, and 1 bronze. And we've now unlocked Speedway Right. I think this is another race event. And as a result, we have unlocked Territor, along with Sunray, Speed Devil, and last but not least, we have got Road King. Cool. And as a result of us reaching level 3, we now get another 17 grand. However, I think for now, instead of switching cars for level 3, I actually want to stick with the Canyon for a little longer. Because I feel like there's still a few more things that need to be done before I can switch cars. Because, well, I figured it was easier for me to, well, get through the rest of the race events that way. So, there we go. The Special Street Circuits Cup is now done. And now we have just 4 events to go. And next up is the Street Rural Cup, coming in the next episode.